Hi, I go by the name of Podgy. You're looking for a job, looking for work. Hi, I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and today we will be doing a deep dive on Eat by Amy. And when I say we, I've brought a special guest with me today who goes by the name of Ebony. She's just not an entrepreneur, she is an author as well, so we're in good hands, people. How are we doing, Ebony?
I am good. Good to be back. Can't wait to go into this deep dive, actually. Eat by Amy.
Yeah.
It was an interesting podcast. I like that interview.
Yeah. How's your week been, man?
It's been alright.
I know we was talking about it a bit before off air, but
yeah.
The sun's out, though.
The sun's out, and the sun is out, unfortunately, just before I get ready to travel.
Oh,
ain't that the worst?
Nah, that is.
It's been raining, it's been cold, it's been windy. Just as I get ready to get on the plane, the sun comes out.
I don't like leaving the country when the sun's out, you know?
I don't, because we don't have enough sun.
Nah, we don't get it enough. So when we do, I like to be kind of here. But a holiday, though, I wouldn't say no to a holiday, even if the sun is out.
No, I need some change of scenery.
Yeah. Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button.
I do. I've been back to back with Career Quest.
Nice.
We've had 8 events in the last month, and now I need change of scenery. I need my phone off.
Ooh.
I need to just relax.
Oh, that sounds like a holiday in itself. Phone off.
Phone off.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, that is
not disturbed.
That's definitely a holiday in itself. So the Career Quest, how's that been? That's been going good?
It's been good. So we're nationwide now. So we had this last month alone. We've been in Birmingham, Barking, Stratford, Enfield. We've been all up and down. We've done a couple inside other colleges.
Nice.
Just for their students, because it's coming to that season where they've got exams, they've got results day.
Nice.
And what we're always saying is, if you're a straight A student, results day for you is excellent. If you're academic and you know you've got your grades and you're about to go to college and do your A levels, you're about to embark on your degree, results day is a good day for you. But if you didn't get your grades, or you're not academic, sometimes you don't know what your options are, and the whole world is focused on the people who got the grade. So we just want to focus on the people who maybe didn't and let them know, actually, in terms of careers,
there's a big world out there.
There's a big world out there, and there's so many options.
Many
so it's
options.
About letting them know what their options are.
No, many options. I like that as well, man, because a man who wasn't really academic, I was like borderline, I was like 50-50 academic and with my hands at the same time. But for somebody to let me know, to say, look, you know what? Electrician might be good for you, plumbing might be good for you, you know what I mean? Working in the construction, finding something there, that would have been a good way. So there is hope and there is options now. I do agree. So let's dive into Eat by Amy.
Eat by Amy.
We got some questions. So let's get to one of the questions. One of the questions are, what part of Amy's journey do you think people will completely miss but is actually the most important?
Okay, so for me, there's 2.
Yeah.
The first part, it was the fact that she didn't just build one company.
Yeah.
She built 2 within the same industry.
Yeah.
That to me is stability.
Yeah.
Because they're both in the same industry. One feeds the other. And if you are your own supplier, you get to control the supply, you get to control the price. You don't have to barter with anybody. You know that you are supplying yourself.
Yeah. And
I think that is the strongest type of diversification. Sometimes when people think about diversification, they think about, I need lots of different businesses. Monday I'm going to do candle making and Tuesday I'm doing crypto. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
The best diversification is within your niche, because that's similar to what I've done within the beauty industry.
Nice.
I have my salons and I have my hair care line.
Nice.
My hair care line feeds the salon. And the customer base is the same for both.
Yeah.
What Amy has done, which is even stronger, is that she has one client facing business. So one is B2B and one is B2C.
Yes.
So it means that when one market is down, the other one's going to be fine.
Thriving, yeah.
And the perfect thing about the food industry is we always have to eat.
Yes.
We always have to eat. Recession proof.
Indeed. I think an important, what most important people might not have missed, I think, on her journey is, I think it's the sacrifice they don't see. So I think with Eat by Amy, I think now where they see the shop front and the amazing selection of the actual cookies, I think they see the end product, but I think
they haven't seen the journey.
Yeah,
exactly. That was the second thing I was going to say, because she started small. Yeah,
and what she did as well, and it might go over people's head, is coming out of her comfort zone. So she's based in North London, Islington, and for her to say, you know what, there's stalls and markets in West London, Portobello, I'm gonna take my product down there, see what works down there, and start build my customer service skills as 100%. Well at the same time. So it was her coming out of her comfort zone was very important, and her building her customer service, and then even like bringing the selection of cookies and saying, you know what, this is a good sell, this don't really work too much, so I'm not going to make too much of these, but I'm going to make more of these. And so I feel like that was important.
Yeah, I think Makers Markets is an underrated platform. It's so underrated. So my business partner for Career Quest, Warren Campbell, he has another business called the Market Plug.
Yeah.
Now what the Market Plug do is they set up pop-up Makers Markets all up and down the country. And that gives business startups the opportunity to test the market, see what works and what doesn't work without breaking the bank or committing to something that they're unsure about.
Nice.
And like you said, you're face to face with your client. You get to ask them for feedback.
Yep.
You get to see them return.
Yep.
And you get to build your customer service skills.
That's the main thing. I feel like that's an underrated skill. Building up your customer service skills, your communication, and you have to be on the ground then to build that up and learn that. And the great thing about it is when you learn that, you take that with you, and when you start building a team, you import that into your team. So yeah man, I think that's important. Next question: do you think Amy's success came more from skill or pure consistency?
I think both. I think for every business you need a bit of both, because you can be consistent. If your product is bad, no one's going to buy it. If you are unskilled and your cookies don't taste nice, I'm not going to return as a customer. Retention is sometimes so much more important than new customers. However, business is hard and it's long hours, and you are solely reliant on yourself to create all of the revenue. So it's going to take hard work and consistency. You need both.
I think it's definitely both. I agree with you. I think it's definitely both, because like skill without consistency or consistency without skill, they both, like, you know what I mean, hand in hand. And like being consistent at something that doesn't really maybe not pay earlier on, or you might see a couple years or 3 years to make a profit, like that's a skill in itself. That's how I go around to say I'm staying on this path, even though I'm not seeing no profit, but I believe this will work. I just don't know what month or year it's gonna work, and then kind of convincing yourself to keep going is a skill, I believe. So
and that's where fear sometimes kicks in and makes people quit before they start. So one thing that was interesting about Amy is that she started her business just after the recession. And sometimes that scares people. It's not scary for me. I've started 2 businesses after recessions. My business development, Planet Well, I started that 2008 after the big financial recession, and then most recently Career Quest was started after the technical recession, and it's based on the wants and needs. So with Planet Well, after the financial recession, it was a thing where people lost trust in their employers and they wanted to go self-employed. Planet Well came in their business development. And then with Career Quest, after the technical recession, we've got cost of living right now, people want to make more money from their jobs, so Career Quest have come in to fix that situation. Amy, she's in food.
Bakery.
We're always going to need food.
Definitely.
Recession or no recession, we still need to eat. But some people might have been scared to start a new venture at a time when everyone's broke.
No, I hear you. And even to like hop on what you're saying about fear, that's what I like about creating with this show, because you might be scared of going to do what you want to do, and then the circle around you, they pump more fear into you because they got that doubt. It's just in themselves, and they be like, no, don't do that because of this, because of this, and because of that, and this could happen, and that could happen. And this show is here to say, look, man, go for it. We believe in you, innit? Go for it. Like, take that step. Do your due diligence about it and go for it. So, like,
do you know how important what you just said is so powerful. Your circle will make or break you. If I think there's actually a Nipsey Hussle quote from years ago where he said, if your circle does not inspire you, it will become you don't have a circle, you have a cage.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. If you're not inspired by your circle, you need to make a run for it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Get out of there and run as fast as you can.
I agree with you. And I'm going to be honest as well. If you're a person, if you're in a profession, you're in a 9 to 5, don't be sharing your ideas with your colleagues. Because they don't see the vision the way you see your vision. Do you understand? If you want to share it with somebody, message me. I'll go back and forth with you. I'll keep the fire alive with you.
You need to find the people, because you know
I'll keep the fire alive with you, but don't be
people.
Because if you share it with them colleagues, see that fire, they gonna come with a fire extinguisher.
Honestly.
And it's out. Do you understand?
And it's for different reasons. Sometimes it's because they don't believe in you. Sometimes it's because people are only happy for you when they're doing better than you. And if you get that, if they get that glimpse that, hold up, Podgy's going to go past me.
Yeah.
I need to knock him down a peg.
Yeah, and another thing as well, because they can't see themselves doing it. So they portray their fears onto you only because they can't see it. Yeah. And as she said as well, they don't want to be left alone. No. Do you understand? Like, hold on. What do you mean my girl's going to do this? So what?
I don't mind being
I'm just here. I'm just here. Nah, man. I'm not feeling that, man. I want us to be together. Like, I don't want her to take off. So, yeah, keep it to yourself. Keep them ideas to yourself. And I know you want to tell somebody. As I said, message me, man. We talk. I'll keep that fire alive. So, yeah, that's good. Another one. From a woman's perspective, what do you think people will overlook about her journey?
So from a female perspective, okay, so no, I think this is about the femininity. In business, it's so hard because there's perspectives of what is feminine and what is masculine. And sometimes, you know, with feminine, it's about the appearance. It's about the physical aspect. How does she look? How does she dress? Does she wear makeup? How's her hair? And sometimes it's about her personality, her characteristics. What does she do for a living? How much money does she earn? But what is kind of confusing is the perception of masculinity. It's always seemed to be set by the opinion of the man. So, you know, in the same way, I don't believe a woman should be able to tell a man what is masculine. A man shouldn't really be able to tell a woman what is feminine. Yeah. But in business, it's a man's world. As much as the media will have you think that, you know, women are taking over, we are not. It's still a man's world. 90% of the people that you are doing contracts with, that you are speaking to, from your accountant to your media team to your PR to your stockist, your supply chain, it's all men. Yeah. And so you've got the problem of, if you're too feminine, they're not listening to you. But if you're too masculine, they don't want anything to do with you. Yeah. So it's a fine line. And overcoming that, I like what Amy said, and she said, well, she tends not to work with men at all.
Have you ever seen like one rule for men and another rule for women?
I don't think it's anything as blatant as that, but I do often come across people who just assume that I don't know what I'm talking about, based probably on both my gender and perhaps my age. But like, to be fair, I don't really deal with that many men anymore, which is quite nice.
Yeah. And you can get away with that, I guess, in her line of work. In my line of work, it's a bit harder, but you can probably get away with it in her line of work. But you know what? On that note, now I know the answer is probably no, just from what I know of you. But do you watch Married at First Sight?
I don't. No.
No, I didn't think you did.
No.
But Married at First Sight Australia at the moment, there was a couple on there, and I think they were well suited, to be honest. I think the experts actually did a good job. What they've done is they've put together a couple. The man, he's ex-army, and he's looking for a traditional woman. He's looking for someone who is feminine and who wants to stay at home and make a family. And they've paired him with a woman who wants just that. She wants to marry someone who is going to take the weight off her shoulders, because she wants to make a family. She wants to build a family. She wants to stay home with the children. She wants to make a happy home. However, she's never been in an adult long-term relationship. Her parents can't afford to keep her financially and give her the standard of life she wants. So she's had to work, and so she works a good job, and she lives in a nice house, and she lives a good quality of life.
Yeah.
But not through ambition, through necessity, because she's not married.
Yeah.
They've paired them together, and as soon as the guy has found out that, you know, she makes good money and she's been successful, he said no, she's too masculine. And he's actually ended up leaving the show because he feels that she's nothing what he asked for, because he wanted a feminine woman. Now, to me, that's misplaced femininity, misplaced masculinity.
Yeah.
Because she's had to do what she's had to do through necessity, not because she wants to be the head of the household, not because she wants to earn more money than her partner. So what do you think about that?
I got a perspective about this, and when I heard Amy elaborate and talk about this, it kind of made me think about it. Like there's two type of men as well, and this is the reality of the scenario. And I don't think a guy's actually probably said this out loud, but there's a type of man, he's just a dick, like through and through. If it's to a woman or if it's to a guy, he's just a known dick. You understand where I'm coming from? Like, to work with and to be next to, you just like, that's just who he is. And I'm not sticking up for these guys. I'm not even accepting it, but I just understand this guy's a dick.
Yeah.
And if he speaks to a woman, he's a dick to the woman. And if he speaks to the man, then he's a dick to the man. Okay. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, there's just no changing this dick. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then you get the guys that are like maybe similar to myself. I find it inspirational and encouraging that a woman can find a space and grow from that space, and when you actually meet up, you can kind of collaborate. Or, as I said to Amy, it's good when you meet somebody and you can put down your shield, because like I'm good with driving. I'm not expecting to meet the woman and say, "Raw, is that me in the back seat now? Okay, let me just chill from here and take a back seat." I think, like, just who I am, I just feel a bit uncomfortable in that position, because I'm such a person who likes to put in work. I don't look at it as like it's a chore or something. I look at it like this is just what I do. I don't really know no other way. So, like, I think it's sexy when you meet a woman and she feels like, I can't put down my shield now. Yeah. I can kind of relax, like, you know, we're going out. He understands what I eat. I might be a vegan, or I like steak or that, and he gonna sort that out for me, and I could kind of just chill. And then when it's time for me to get back to work, putting on that shield, and I'm back out there. So I think there's two kind of guys out there, but there is a dick guy out there. He's out there, and you know what I mean, he's just causing hell. And because he's like, his voice is so loud, and it's weird as well, the dicks always get into a good position. Like, because
they intimidate their way through.
Yeah, it's like management, supervising.
They go in like that cannonball, and they break down, which is not necessarily a problem.
But they kiss ass as well, a lot, low key. You know, because to management and to HR, whoever, they kiss ass, but when they get back around, they get into their dick mode. They're the weirdest characters. But they're guys. That's the honest truth. They're guys. And I think a lot of women come across those dicks. But they have to understand, the man them come across them as well. Yeah. But they just don't talk about it. They don't elaborate about it. Like, they're out there. So I get what you're saying.
I think it's good what you said in terms of in a partnership, because you need to be able to, you have, because of the dicks out there.
Yeah.
You have to be hard when you're in your place of work or whether you're in business. You have to put up a shield.
Yeah.
And when you go home, it's nice to just be able to relax.
Yep.
And know he's got me.
So I live my life like in masculine mode, like 24/7. I have to be, because like to run a business, you need to be like, you can't be soft, basically. You have to be very straight about everything, and like nobody's going to help you sort out your shit. Like, it's your business. Nobody's going to, if something goes terribly wrong anywhere, I have to sort it out. Like, nobody is going to do it for me. So like with relationships, I think it is so important to find yourself a man or a woman, whatever, who allows you to like takes the heat off of your thinking and stuff. So like
to put the show down.
Yeah, so like
I don't need to worry about that. When you're low, I'm going to pick you up, and when I'm low, you're going to pick me up.
No, definitely. Listen, I like a woman when I'm doing business. I got a solicitor, for instance. She's super mean, boy. She don't play no games. Like, once she's like representing you in business, she's mean with it, and I like it, because she's like, listen, we're not playing. We need to get it by this time, that time, and that time, and I like that. And that's why I haven't changed with her or anything. So when people say masculine, I think they get it confused a bit sometimes. You have to understand, like, we're in a work environment, so she's gonna be a bit more masculine, and it's not
getting
like
the job done.
Yeah, it's not like we're at home chilling and she's on angry time. It'd be like, yo, baby girl, we don't really need that. It's nice, we just try to watch some Netflix and maybe open some prosecco or something like that. So, but I understand in the field, like, you should be like that, because the man them are like that, and not even you should be like that. You be how you feel comfortable to be. Do you know what I mean? And
but then on the same wavelength, I'd put that to the man. That same dick who goes in like a bulldozer and is knocking down them doors to get to the top of his field. When he goes home, he needs to be able to relax in front of his missus. He needs to understand that she's not the person that closed the door in his face that he needed to break down. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know what, saying that, I don't know how those dicks act when they get home, because I don't even know if you could shake that off. I reckon enough of them.
I think you have to be able to, because in the same way as a woman in business, I know that when I'm at work, no, I don't answer to anybody. I know that everything is dependent upon me.
Yes.
I need to make sure things are flowing. I need to be innovative and strategic, and I have to lead.
Yes.
When I go home, I don't want to lead.
Nah.
And I am able to switch that off and say, okay, do you know what? I don't need to worry anymore.
Yeah.
And in the same way, like you said, you like to drive.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, no matter how much I'm leading, I can sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Or I can, if a holiday needs to book, I don't need to worry about where we're going or where we're staying or what the itinerary is, because I'm being led.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's a good feeling. No, I know what you mean. All right, the next question. Was there any moment in the episode where you thought this where most people will quit? So basically they're asking, in the episode on Amy's journey, was there a moment where you thought like most people will quit?
To be fair, I think she done what I know, that with the COVID recession, nobody expected it to last as long as it did.
Yeah.
I think that it was new to the whole world. And we've been in recessions before, and then we bounced back, and we bounced back after COVID, but nobody expected it to last as long as it did. So I know for Amy to have launched in 2021, she had to have been thinking about it during the lockdown. But 2021, 2022 was slow and rocky. And then 2023, 2024, we had another recession. So to me, Amy would have had to work her arse off till it got to the good times.
Yeah.
So I think somebody else would have quit before they started, and they would have quit again 6 months in when they saw the recession was still starting, and they would have quit again when the second recession came. After that, I said, look, I was making more money in my 9 to 5.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think there was one part when she shared her story about, I think maybe it was like maybe 2019 or something, and she said she had to go back home to her mum's. So I think if somebody was going to quit, it would have been that time there. Because that time there, you get home and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I don't have to pay the overheads no more. Let me look at the landscape. And that's a point where people might pivot to something else because it's getting rough now. For you to say to yourself, it's time for me to go back home and like restructure things, that's a make or break time.
Yeah. But that's inspirational.
100%.
Because you should be able to start from scratch no matter what, no matter how much money you make, no matter how successful you are, no matter how many people are looking to you for inspiration, you should be able to stop, quit and start from scratch no matter what. Because if you can't do that, what happens when you're forced to start from scratch?
But
bankruptcy takes over. Do you know what I mean? Or the company collapses.
But I believe that's what makes you great.
That's what makes you great. The fact that she was able to go back and say, do you know what? I'm going to go back to my mum's house and build from scratch. And start again
from there. That's what I believe what made her great, actually, to say, you know what? Let me restructure, you understand, and without so much outgoings at the moment, and then look at it from this perspective and then move forward.
Yeah.
Instead of get to that part in your life and then just say, no, it got too hard. And then that's it. So I think it's good that you have that. And another thing as well is it's great that she has a safety net, because a lot of people don't have that option to say, you know what, things is a bit hard. Let me go back to mummy's.
Right.
Some people don't have that option.
That safety net.
Nah, we don't even have a net. Talk about a safety net. So,
honestly.
So
use it if you can.
So if you got a safety net,
use
it. And safety net's interesting. I talk to entrepreneurs about the safety net, and I feel like sometimes what changes like difference from other entrepreneurs is sometimes a guy, like I had this conversation on the weekend. A guy, for instance, will say, I'm only concentrating on plan A. I don't care what else is going on. I'm concentrating on plan A.
Yeah.
The reason why he might be in his circumstances might be he's living at his mum's, or he's living at the mother of his child's house, and he's contributing. When I mean contributing, guys, don't be taking
the bulk of the bills.
Guys, don't be taking this the wrong way, as in the council tax ain't in your name. So you've worked out agreement and you're contributing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's what you're doing. So you got this mind like, I'm only working on plan A. I don't care what happens. Plan A. And they go for it and they succeed. But you might get the other guy who is not contributing. He's got his own situation, own place. The safety net, there is no safety net. That's him. So even though he's concentrating on plan A, he's already planned a plan B, because he knows that like he can't turn around to mummy or the mother of his child and say, babes, this thing never really works, so you have to give me a little time. Or mummy, the thing never like happened the way it happened, and then they give you grace. The second guy doesn't have that. If it didn't work the way he wanted to, he can kick straight into plan B and make that work. So I feel like there's two sides to it.
Yeah,
sometimes.
there is two sides, and that's very interesting, because do you know what it is? Plan A, plan B, plan C, whatever it is that is keeping you on your journey.
Yeah.
I think we have to then ask ourselves, like, at which part of the plan does your relationship or your partner or your family kick in?
Yeah.
So if you're at the mother of your child's house and you're contributing,
They're
like
going
you
to be on
said,
me to that one for that one.
Pardon?
They're going to be on me.
I'm ready for them. I want to know. As a female, I want to know. Because this is the thing. The bills are all in the woman's name. So although you're contributing, the stress of it is on her shoulders.
That's why.
The stress of it on her
100%.
shoulders. She's having to make sure they're paid, and if they're not paid, it only
Falls
affects
on her. She gets blacklisted.
Right.
The red letter comes. It's in her
Right.
name.
So he's focused on plan A, and that focus, if we go back to the masculine, feminine, that focus is a very masculine trait.
Yeah.
And that's very good.
Yeah.
But looking after your family is a masculine trait.
Yes.
Which one
indeed.
is plan A and which one is plan B?
Yeah.
Because if she has to pick up the pieces for you because your plan A doesn't work, and you're going to call her masculine.
Yeah. And then you're in a slump saying the thing never worked. And she's like, all right, babes, but I got to go to work. I know, but my thing never worked.
My thing never worked.
And you won't get hugging that. She ain't got time for huggy that. She got to go work.
Right.
Because your thing never worked. Yeah. And you in the yard
Exactly.
drinking all the apple juice and all them
Honestly,
type of thing. And
I think
and that.
if you don't
I get it.
have your situation patterned,
Yeah.
you have no business.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You have no business.
I agree. I fully agree. I agree with you. All right. On the next question, it says, what do you think was the real turning point that changed everything for her?
Oh, I don't know.
I reckon this for me. I think the changing point, what changed it for her, is when she went from the market stalls to her own shop.
Yeah.
Her own front shop. Because I think, like, for her to take that leap, that she's learned so much in between, from the market stall to the front shop. That's like to say she's learned how to customer service, how to talk to people. And then she got to the point where she's saying, you know what? I'm brave enough. I've got enough experience enough now to say, you know what? I could do my own shop too.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Let me look for the right location and set it up. And I've got enough cookies to kind of do this. And she does coffee, by the way, as well. I don't want to leave that out. But she's got enough product to sell.
Right.
So I think that was a big turning point as well.
That's a big move.
Yeah,
because storefronts are expensive.
Yep.
It's expensive. And because she's in the food industry, her B2C clientele, it's always going to be, especially coffee as well. You need people to come in and sit down in your shop and buy your coffee and cookies and sit down and, take their time.
Yeah, definitely.
With it. But with that comes the cost. If it was another product-based business, even if she kept the same diversification where she had the client-facing and the business-facing, she could do it online.
Yeah.
You're taking away that overhead.
Yeah.
This time round, it's food. That's a big overhead. So she had to have known.
Do her due diligence. Yeah,
my
for
product
that.
is good.
Yep.
And I'm going to sell.
Yeah. And it's an interesting
Well
product
done
as
to her
well,
for that.
because there's a vegan cookies as well, and I went there as well. I had a whole experience down there as well. It's a nice vibe. They had a big queue going on as well, and the staff was great as well. So yeah, man.
I forgot about that. Yeah, she's vegan. Well, her products are vegan, and that's so. Cause I'm vegetarian, so I'm not quite vegan.
Yep.
I'm vegetarian, and there is this myth that there's a vegan.
Yep.
Phase at the moment where everybody, the trend is for vegan. Let me tell you, I still go out and I'm hungry because there's no options.
Oh wow.
Every restaurant I go to, there's one, maybe two options on the menu.
Yeah.
I've got a mushroom risotto.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah. So, but vegetarians, vegetarians fish?
So no, that's pescatarian. So vegetarian is just plant-based, but also I eat dairy. So I eat cheese
dairy
and milk.
Okay.
But other than that, plant-based.
So it's just strictly plant-based. All right, I hear you. I hear you.
So the fact that she has a vegan
option
product, I like that because contrary to
there's not many out.
There's actually not much.
Okay.
There's not much.
Yeah. No, I hear that. That's good to hear. Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button. The next question, I think we touched on this, but we can elaborate more. Do you think relationships help or slow down success when building a business like Amy did?
Yeah, we did touch on this. The right relationship, you know what? 2 minds is better than 1. 2 minds, 2 bodies, 2 revenue streams, 2 incomes is always going to be better than 1. However, if that's not the right, if you feel like your partner is holding you back, as Nipsey Hussle said, get the hell out of it, because that's a cage.
I hear you. No, I agree. I think everybody has to be on the same page, and I think it's a conversation piece to be had. And people find it hard to communicate, but that's an important conversation to actually have, especially when it kind of comes to business. Like, I'll tell you a story that I got a family member that I said to him, I'm just going to keep it real with you. You don't have no business having a girlfriend at the moment. And he looked at me like, what do you mean? Like, I'm saying, I feel like this as a young man growing up, I feel these are the things you need to have mandatory. You need to have a driver's license. You need to have a passport. And you need to start setting up a plan to say you need your own, as in if you're going to rent somewhere or you're taking the steps to buy. But you need those 3 things. If you do not have those 3 things, in my humble opinion, you have no place getting a girlfriend, because you still need a bit of working on yourself. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you say, for instance, you get 2 of those things, like you get your passport, you get your driver's license, and you're working a job, and you're saving to maybe 6 months rent to start renting somewhere, and you meet somebody, and you know what I mean, you build a little vibe. It's cool to say, look, baby girl, I ain't where I'm at the moment, but this is my plan, and this is where I'm looking to go. She might rock out with you, or she might say, you know what, big man, double back on me when you get everything right. And then you double back. But
100%.
There's nothing wrong with getting a goal, sticking to the goal, and then popping out and saying, like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, I feel for some reason with guys, they feel like they need a gal. Like, and I'm not saying you don't, but you don't need it till you tick these boxes. Because that way, you're not playing catch up with her when you're saying, she's like, oh, I would like to get here, like get to go here. And he's like, I need to get my driver's license. And then now you're putting that pressure upon her. And she's like, she's trying to help you out, get your life. Nah, man, get all those things like sorted, get all those things done. And then relationships wise, then move on for a relationship.
I think it does depend on your level as well. I think date within your level.
Easy, no, like, that's a big statement. What do you mean by that?
Because we've got some broke people out there reaching for the stars.
Jeez.
We've got some, do you know the hardest conversation is with intelligence levels? Have you ever tried to have a serious conversation?
Yeah.
With a dumb person?
No.
I know that sounds bad, because dumb is a perspective.
Yeah.
But that's a hard conversation to have. So it's like, if I'm ambitious, you need to be ambitious, even if it's just ambitious for me.
Okay, I'm
so
with
we
you.
need to be able to have that conversation. Now, I can deal with the passport 100%. In this 2026, if you don't have a passport, you have no business.
Yeah, you don't.
The driver's license.
As a man, though, no, man, a man needs a driver's license. A man needs a license. I'm not giving him that pass. He needs a driver. He don't need a car, but he needs a license.
Okay, I think to have children, 100% you need a driver's license and a car.
Yeah.
I think living in London, depending on where in London you're living, the chances are that, we have a really good transport system.
we do.
But outside of London.
But we might want to drive to Brighton one day.
Yeah.
Let me at least have the option. I could rent a car, get everybody in, and go see the seaside.
Yeah, right. But depending on your level, that might not appeal to you. I know people who's never been on holiday. And like, they're fine with that, because the girlfriend's never been on holiday neither.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So if you guys are on the same level, no problem. But if you meet me and I've told you I travel 6 to 8 times a year and you don't have a passport, you have no business talking to me.
All right.
No,
I hear you. But listen, you said broke, yeah? What happens if he's this? Like, and I'm going to help the man them out. He's got an idea. He's got a goal. But his finances ain't there yet.
Then that's all right, because
it's
the mentality.
All right.
It's the broke mentality, because you know what it is?
Oh, so it's not broke financially, it's mentally.
Yeah, mentality.
Okay, cool.
Because it's about the conversation.
Okay.
It's about being able to grow together.
Okay, I like that.
And if you're not in a growth mindset, you could win the lottery tomorrow and be broke the year after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you need to be in that growth mentality, and not everybody is. But this is the thing, it's okay to not have a growth mentality. It's okay to never want a job, to want to be a scrub. It's okay, so long as the both of you are on that same wavelength.
Yeah.
But don't bring me down because you don't want to do nothing.
All right, so what about this though? I'm not really like, I'm happy with the position I'm at in a job. Say for instance, I'm a supervisor somewhere.
Okay.
I'm happy there. But I meet somebody and they're like mad goals. They want to be an author. They own their own salon and all that type of thing. And they travel, yeah. And I say to yourself, I don't. That's not something I see. However, I'm here to support you.
Yeah. And so
Can an entrepreneur woman work with that kind of characteristics?
So, do you know what? If you had this conversation with me a year ago,
Yeah.
I'd have said yes.
Okay.
Because sometimes the support is all you need.
I think that's big though, the support.
Yeah, but that was a year ago. I would have
Oh
said
wow.
that. Now I would have changed my mind a little bit, because I feel like the society that we live in is very egotistical, and there's a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll say the words, "I'm there to support you," and in reality, it doesn't work out that way, because
need
I then
actions.
become intimidating.
Okay.
Because I can't, the man can't necessarily keep up, and that's intimidating. That affects insecurities, that affects the mental health, that affects the relationship, and then it's hard to grow because the man's busy thinking, can I keep up? Am I going to be enough? Am I manly enough? Do you know what I mean?
That's wild.
And this is the thing. Me saying that it's okay means absolutely nothing if in his mind
He's not okay.
he doesn't think it's okay. And in the society we're living in, unfortunately, because then there's that word of traditional. But what is traditional when you are, let's use me for example. I live in the UK.
Yeah.
So the English culture and what is traditional to England is going to have an influence on me. But then the media that I might watch or the TV that I might watch may be American. So then the American culture and traditions of America might have an influence on me. I'm from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So the culture and traditions of the Bahamas is going to have an influence on me.
Yeah.
I socialise with Africans, Asians and other Caribbeans, and their culture and traditions are going to have an influence on me.
Yeah.
I'm raised Christian, I have Muslim friends. So it's like you don't realise when subliminally all these different cultures are affecting you, and there is now a new traditional.
Yeah.
But who has actually identified what is the traditional woman of now?
Yeah.
And if what I deem as traditional and what you deem as traditional doesn't work hand to hand, support is never going to be enough.
Yeah. I think support is an ingredient. I don't think it's the main ingredient, but I think it's an ingredient. I just think if you want to partner up with somebody and you have to build. It's interesting if you're coming from a space where you've built yourself already, then you've kind of, as a man, you've built yourself already, and then you're looking for a partner what kind of complements your kind of lifestyle, and as I said, support is an ingredient. You're there to support them as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of factors because it's not one glove fits all.
100%.
Every type of guy, every man out there is different. Is a different type of man. So it's not one glove fits all.
Yeah, I agree.
What lessons from Amy's journey can people actually apply right away? I believe this. Look, you can apply this right away to any business, but especially to the bakeries. Do your due diligence. You can do your due diligence right now. You don't need no money. You don't need no funding or co-sign from anybody. You can do your due diligence right now. What do I need? How much is it going to cost? Where can I buy it from? How can I cut costs down? And your due diligence. So
Perfect answer.
that's something.
Answer.
That's something you can do right this second now. Okay, on the next one. If Amy never started when she did, do you think she would be successful today?
100%.
I do as well.
Yeah, 100%. Her mentality is what's gotten her successful. And do you know what it is? This is what I noticed about Amy as well. She has a brand.
Yes.
And it's a thing where sometimes the success of the company is not based on the product or the timing or anything like that. It's based on the ability to know how to grow a brand, how to create a brand. And that's what she has done. She's created a brand and she's expanded her brand and she's created an environment to scale her brand.
Yeah.
So she could bring it out yesterday, tomorrow, next week, next year. It will be just as successful.
I believe so as well. To piggyback on what you said, it's a mentality thing. It's not a time period. Don't get me wrong. Certain time periods were more opportunity than other time periods. But if you didn't have the mentality, it was neither here or there. So it's definitely a mentality thing. I believe she would have been successful, as you said, now, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, or 5 years from now. So yeah definitely a mentality 100%. Thing. All right. Be honest. Do you think most people watching have what it takes to go through what she went through?
No. I think some people might think they do, but in the moment, I think people underestimate how much it takes, how much the sacrifice and the commitment actually is. And I think as well, if you've gotten to a certain age where you're used to a certain level of stability, or you have a certain setup at home, sometimes it's difficult to go into something that is completely different with no stability.
Yeah.
Stability is attractive.
Yeah. I think most people don't want to. That's just the honest truth. I think most people don't want to. Like, they don't want to go through it. They want to see the end result. They just don't want to go through it.
Yeah.
This conversation ain't for them.
Yeah.
This is a space where the people who do want to go through it, who understand that this is hard. There's not shortcuts about it. There's no like, oh, it's gonna happen in a couple weeks. This is gonna take time.
Yeah.
And once you have an understanding of that, like, this is gonna take time. This is not an overnight success. You'll be all right, man. You'll understand it, and you'll say, this is what I do. This is me. So, most
Sometimes
people
don't know that they don't want it as well.
Exactly that.
I mean, that's why I started �CareerQuest, UK �CareerQuest, and I think I've said this in this podcast before. When I started Planet Well and I'm doing business development, I'm saying to my clients, why do you want to get into business? And it's, I'm passionate about this and I want to do this. And nowadays, I'm saying to people, why do you want to get into business? And it's, I can't get a job. I can't get a promotion. I'm not making enough money. Cost of living. Business is too hard.
Yeah.
For that to be the reason you go into it.
Yeah.
There's easier ways.
Yeah, no,
and that's
definitely.
why �CareerQuest, okay, cool. If really what you wanted was a job or a better paying job, let's help get you a better paying job.
Yeah.
If you decide that you are willing to make that sacrifice in business, knowing that you could be broke for the next 3 years, cool.
Yeah.
Come over to Planet Well.
Yeah.
And we'll do that for you.
No, that's a part of being an entrepreneurship. Like, it's interesting. I spoke to a guy on the show. He's an external cleaner. And I said to him, look, a lot of us entrepreneurs understand that it's going to take a couple years for you to start make profit. He said, nah, not in my business. I said, whoa, slow down. Like, what do you mean? He said, nah, you're going to make your money back maximum 5-6 weeks. I said, what do you mean 5-6 weeks? Break that down. And he's external cleaning, so he's saying once you pay for the materials and pay for the stuff, you can do jobs that can put you back in the profit by 5 to 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
And there are industries where you can do that. So overheads are low.
So if you think about the external cleaning that he came onto the show, that he's saying equipment might cost you 4 to 5 grand all in. That's to clean drives and to clean roofs. So I said to him, okay, if I'm like 6 grand all in, how am I getting my money back? He's saying in 6 weeks. He's saying a patio or driveway is £250. And I said, okay. But he said a roof is minimum 1,000 to 2,000. So he said, you do a couple roofs that week, that's your money back that week. He's saying there's guys, they've made their money back in that week. So it's what profession you get into. But you have to understand, in this profession, it's your profession, you're building it. It's gonna take time. You can't be thinking, man, this thing ain't working, man. I've been doing this for 7 months, 8 months, and I'm not getting it. You gotta take that attitude out of it. You gotta say, you know what I mean? Look, at the moment, it's not where I want it to be, but I've got my own time.
Yeah.
I'm my own governor. I ain't got to ask somebody for lunch, or somebody's interrupting me when I'm halfway through my meal and they're saying, listen, back that up, time to go back to work. And you're like, I ain't even, no, we don't want to hear that. You got your own freedom. So look at that as a value instead of thinking the money hasn't come in straight away. But on a side note, I got to ask you this. This is an interesting one. I was at the barber shop, and it ties in because these guys are entrepreneurs themselves, and they're self-employed. But they said, we need you to ask this question, because it's been a hot debate in there. So I said, all right. They said, we are entrepreneurs that make our own money, and we want to take our lady out. And we want her to get nice, you want her to get dressed up and stuff like that. And we've bought some tickets. I said, tickets to where? This is them. To Usher and Chris Breezy. I said, okay, where we go with this? Because hear me out, Podge, just hear me out. So we bought the tickets. Do we need a conversation with her to say, listen, don't be acting up if them man come or try to give you some fruit, or Breezy is like doing like sloppy lipsing, slightly dry humping. Like, do we need to have a conversation, or should that just be like mandatory not to be said?
I think.
I said, I'm going to ask an entrepreneur, I'm going to ask a businesswoman, what's her take?
It's about respect.
Okay.
I don't think you should have to have that conversation. I think your girl or wife should know that lip-sync another man, even if it's Chris Brown, even if it's Usher, is cheating. It's not acceptable. Because if it was the other way around, you know, I think that, have you seen that video of of Janet dancing on the guy on the stage?
I hate.
It's cheating.
Okay.
If it's the other way round,
yeah,
it's cheating. So in my mind, the conversation shouldn't have to be had. But if you go to the concert and your woman is acting up, I'm not going to punish you for leaving her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. There's no.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I agree with you. I answered this question to them. I think there's two sides to this coin. My personal thing, if this is my woman, if I have to have a conversation with her about this, there's something wrong already.
Yeah, there's something wrong already.
Because if you're willing to act up in front of all these cameras and all these people, yo, like, I might have made a mistake already. So like, there might be something wrong already.
Yeah.
So like, if you have to have a conversation with your woman about that, there might, you might need to fix some things.
And how well do you know your woman?
That's what I'm saying. Second thing is this. You might be kind of single, but you're checking for somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got a vibe going on.
Okay.
Ain't nothing too serious, but there's a vibe going on.
Okay.
You might need to have that conversation there, because she wild, but you like her to be wild.
Yeah.
So you might say, look, baby girl, don't embarrass me tonight.
Right.
Because if you embarrass me, this contract we have is done.
Yeah, for that one,
do you understand?
Have a conversation.
Other than that, I don't believe you shouldn't have no conversation, because I can't see a woman having a conversation with a man's going to Beyonce concert and say, if Beyonce comes, they're not having that conversation. The man's like, no, I'm with my woman, man. I'm good. Yeah. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not that, but like, I believe, and like, I don't know, man. I believe there's a different culture between American women and English women anyway.
I don't know.
Well, because when I see online, I don't know if the UK girls will be wilding like the way they is. On your perspective, what do you think?
I think it's going to be the same.
Jeez.
I think it's going to be the same.
I tried to give a benefit of the doubt.
You should know your woman well enough that if you do go to the Usher, Chris Brown concert and she's acting up, it shouldn't shock you, because you should have known
who you was with.
And if you didn't know her, then
you gonna find out.
It's not Chris Brown and Usher that messed that up for you. You actually didn't know who you was with.
Yeah.
I can assure you, some relationships will be breaking up after that
concert.
Tour.
Yeah.
After that tour, Usher and Chris Brown, they're trying.
They are.
They're trying to make a mess.
Yeah, they are testing. They're testing. They're testing your relationship. But as we said, if you need to have that conversation before, maybe you shouldn't be going to the show if you need to have that conversation with your lady. You know what I mean? And
then, if you're buying a ticket to go with your lady, why are you going front row?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know what happens to the front row? Because
they want to hear them tunes, innit? That's what they want to hear. They want to hear, this is my confession. They want vibes at the front row. So yeah, it's sketchy. It's sketchy.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. On that note, this is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and locking, and the great everybody.
See you guys soon.
Let's get straight to it, people. I go by the name of Podgy Figures, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel. However, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to press that like button.